Title: The Clicking Shadows. Chapter 1: The Unexpected Encounter. The sun was beginning to set, casting long shadows across the deserted jogging trail. Sarah, a young woman with a passion for running, had decided to take her usual evening jog through the dense forest. The rhythmic sound of her footsteps echoed through the trees as she pushed herself to go further. As she rounded a bend, her eyes caught sight of something unusual. A chilling sensation ran down her spine as she stumbled upon a lifeless body lying in a pool of blood. Her heart raced, and she felt a wave of panic wash over her. Thoughts of calling the police flooded her mind, but before she could react, a strange clicking sound pierced the silence. Sarah's eyes darted around, searching for the source of the noise. Fear gripped her as she realized she was not alone. She looked up and saw a dark figure emerging from the shadows, sprinting towards her with an unnatural speed. The clicking sound grew louder, echoing in her ears. Chapter 2: The Haunting Pursuit. Sarah's instincts kicked in, and she sprinted away from the menacing figure. Her heart pounded in her chest as she desperately tried to outrun the unknown terror. The forest seemed to close in around her, the trees becoming twisted and menacing. The clicking sound persisted, growing louder and more menacing with each passing moment. Sarah's mind raced, trying to comprehend the horror that was unfolding before her eyes. Who was this dark figure, and why was it chasing her? She glanced back, catching a glimpse of the figure's face. It was distorted, its features contorted into a grotesque mask of evil. The sight sent shivers down her spine, but she knew she couldn't afford to slow down. She had to find a way to escape this nightmare. Chapter 3: Desperate Escape. Sarah's legs burned as she pushed herself to her limits, her lungs gasping for air. The forest seemed to stretch endlessly, the path ahead becoming a blur. Panic threatened to consume her, but she fought against it, focusing on survival. The clicking sound continued to haunt her, a constant reminder of the danger lurking behind her. She could feel the figure closing in, its presence growing stronger with each passing second. The darkness seemed to envelop her, suffocating her hopes of escape. Suddenly, Sarah spotted a small cabin nestled among the trees. Desperation fueled her as she veered off the trail and sprinted towards it. With trembling hands, she flung open the door and stumbled inside, slamming it shut behind her. Chapter 4: The Unveiling. Inside the cabin, Sarah's breath came in ragged gasps as she tried to regain her composure. The clicking sound had ceased, but the terror still lingered in her mind. She cautiously peered out the window, scanning the surroundings for any sign of the dark figure. As the minutes ticked by, Sarah's heart rate began to slow. The cabin offered a temporary sanctuary, but she knew she couldn't stay hidden forever. Gathering her courage, she decided to investigate the truth behind the dead body and the mysterious pursuer. Armed with a flashlight, Sarah ventured back outside, her steps cautious and deliberate. The forest seemed eerily quiet, as if holding its breath. She followed the trail of blood, leading her deeper into the heart of darkness. Chapter 5: Unmasking the Shadows. Sarah's flashlight illuminated the gruesome scene before her. The dead body lay sprawled on the forest floor, its lifeless eyes staring into nothingness. The sight sent a chill down her spine, but she forced herself to focus on finding answers. As she examined the body, she noticed strange markings etched into the flesh. Symbols she couldn't decipher adorned the victim's skin, hinting at a sinister ritual. The realization sent a shiver down her spine, and she knew she had stumbled upon something far more sinister than she could have ever imagined. Suddenly, the clicking sound returned, louder and more menacing than ever. Sarah's heart raced as she turned around, only to find herself face to face with the dark figure. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its twisted smile sent waves of terror through her. Chapter 6: Confronting the Darkness. Sarah's survival instincts kicked in as she backed away from the figure. Fear and determination mingled within her, fueling her resolve to fight back. She refused to become another victim of this malevolent force. With a surge of adrenaline, Sarah lunged at the figure, her fists swinging wildly. Blow after blow landed, but the figure seemed unfazed, its dark presence overpowering. It retaliated with a supernatural strength, sending Sarah crashing to the ground. As she lay there, battered and bruised, Sarah's mind raced for a solution. She remembered the symbols on the victim's body and realized they held the key to defeating this evil. Summoning her last ounce of strength, she crawled towards the body, determined to uncover the truth. Chapter 7: The Final Confrontation. Sarah's trembling hands traced the symbols on the victim's skin, her mind racing to decipher their meaning. She felt a surge of energy coursing through her, as if the answers were being whispered into her very soul. With newfound clarity, she understood what needed to be done. Armed with this knowledge, Sarah rose to her feet, her eyes locked with the dark figure. She chanted the ancient words, invoking a power she never knew she possessed. The figure recoiled, its form flickering in and out of existence. With each word, the darkness receded, and the figure's power waned. Sarah's determination and courage proved stronger than the malevolent force that had haunted her. As the final syllable left her lips, the figure dissipated into nothingness, leaving only a lingering sense of dread. Epilogue: A New Beginning. Sarah stood amidst the fading darkness, her body trembling with exhaustion. The forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, as if the evil that had plagued it for so long had finally been vanquished. She knew her life would never be the same, but she had emerged from the horrors stronger and wiser. As she made her way back to the cabin, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for her survival. The clicking shadows had tested her, but she had triumphed over them. She vowed to never forget the horrors she had witnessed, using her newfound strength to protect others from the darkness that lurked in the shadows. And so, Sarah's journey continued, forever changed by the encounter with the clicking shadows. She would forever be haunted by the memory, but she would also carry the knowledge that she had faced her fears head-on and emerged victorious. Thank you for watching our YouTube video. We hope you enjoyed it and found it entertaining. Before we wrap up, we would like to kindly ask you to support our channel by hitting the subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest content. Moreover, if you enjoy our creative plot ideas and would like to stay updated with new ideas for your next creation and exclusive content, we invite you to follow us on Instagram. In addition, we encourage you to visit our website, where you can find more information about our plot ideas. Your visit would mean the world to us.